Hello and welcome once again to Cheap Shot Entertainment. I am your host Luke and we're continuing our playthrough of SmackDown. Here comes the pain as we are doing our predictions for the WWE Prediction League that I'm in for Hell in a Cell, which is taking place on the 16th of September 2018. It's coming to you live from San Antonio, Texas, at the AT&T Center, and I am hoping that I will be able to watch that live alongside Matt Woody Woodward, and we'll hopefully do a review of the show the following morning as well. So you'll have to bear with me. Obviously I'm playing the game while I'm talking to you, so if things go a bit slower on the game, don't worry, it's just me trying to play the game and do two things at once, which we all know that men can't do. So just going to go straight into it. Your first match on my list, anyway, I'm pretty sure it won't be the first match on the card on the night, is Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella versus The Miz and Maryse. So you've got two man and wife teams, you've got a mixed tag team match. After what happened at SummerSlam with The Miz and Maryse pulling one over on Daniel Bryan and The Miz winning via a cheap shot from a set of brass knuckles, what looked like Daniel Bryan was quite upset by this, and he'd come back, he thought that it meant nothing. Obviously Brie Bella, being the wife that she is, she said no, actually it did mean something, and we're going to have, and obviously it's built up from there. So as the feuds continued, the ladies have got involved and they've had some matches between Brie and Maryse, so they look like they're coming back, which is good to strengthen the Evolution pay-per-view. But I think based on the fact that the Maryse helped The Miz win on the last pay-per-view on SummerSlam, I think that The Miz and Maryse are going to lose this one. So Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella are going to win. I also think that Brie Bella is probably going to pin Maryse, so The Miz can then play off of that as well. Daniel Bryan still hasn't won, which will lead to a rubber match, which will then be 1-1 between the two of them, and that will lead to something bigger later on. So we've been waiting for this feud for quite a while, and I think it needs to go 1-1 on this one. 1-on-1 with the Great One, and Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella will pick up the win by pinfall. Brie Bella getting the pin, I think, on this one, and winning the match for Daniel Bryan and herself. So that's my first prediction. Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella are your winners for the mixed tag team match. Moving on to the second match on my list, this is how I've written them down as the matches have been made, is AJ Styles and Samoa Joe. Again, it's not going to be this early on in the card, but stranger things have happened in WWE. So AJ Styles and Samoa Joe, storied history. They've gone through TNA together, they've had feuds there, and now they're both on the main roster on SmackDown. It's tantalising. Their last match didn't disappoint. It was a bit of a disappointing finish, with the finish being a disqualification from AJ Styles after Samoa Joe goaded him into doing what he did, which was basically take him out, spear him through the barricade, and then attack Joe. So from there we've built this rivalry back up, and Joe's been doing his usual heel things, even continuing to read a bedtime story called Good Night AJ, and Samoa Joe is being set up to be the monster heel, be the heel that we know he can be for AJ Styles, who's been absolutely dominant for the past year, and it does make sense that Joe will pick up the title at some point during this run. I don't think it's going to be at Hell in a Cell. I'm really surprised at this point, just as Tori Wilson comes down to the ring. I'm not even playing as Sugar D at this point, so Lord knows what's happening with Here Comes the Pain. But yeah, I'm surprised that it wasn't set to be a Hell in a Cell match. It has all the makings of a match, of a feud that would potentially be in a Hell in a Cell just to finish off the feud, but I think there's still some legs in it. So yeah, I'm surprised that it's not in a Hell in a Cell, which leads me to believe that AJ will keep the title somehow, whether it's another disqualification and then it will move on to a no disqualification match, or maybe a last man standing or something along those lines. It's definitely building up. Samoa Joe will win at some point. I just don't think it will be at Hell in a Cell. So my prediction for Hell in a Cell between AJ, who is the champion, and Samoa Joe is that AJ Styles will retain his championship and continue to be the WWE champion. And so moving on to the third match, as I have it listed on my predictions, is the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. The new SmackDown Tag Team Champions are the New Day beating the Bludgeon Brothers on the SmackDown show after SummerSlam. Again, like I've alluded to before, there's nothing concrete in WWE. One match, people can lose something and then regain it on the next show, and this is an example of that. They lost at SummerSlam to the Bludgeon Brothers and then gained the Tag Team Championships again on SmackDown. I don't know why they wouldn't do the title change on a big show. I have no idea. Maybe one of the Bludgeon Brothers got injured. Not really looked into it too much, but they're going to go against Rusev and Aiden English, who have won a tournament, beating, well, actually it wasn't a tournament. Paige set up 2 triple threat tag team matches. Winners of the 2 triple threat matches went on to face each other later on in the night. I think this was the SmackDown before last week, so the week before the 11th, whatever that was, thinking about the 3rd of September, and the 2 winners went against each other, and it transpired that Rusev and Aiden English picked up the win against the Bar. So I don't know where that leaves the Bar. I mean, you've also had Gallows and Anderson as well in one of those triple threat matches, as well as the Usos coming back after a long hiatus. So they must be really hot on Rusev and English. I'm not sure whether Rusev has signed his new deal or not, so maybe that's a reason to give him the championship shot with English. I do think the New Day are going to retain on this occasion via pinfall, as per my predictions. I do also think that this may lead to one or the other team breaking up. So if I am wrong, then I think someone will snap in the New Day and they will break up perhaps, and leaving 2 and 1 going on a singles run. But I think this might be the straw that breaks the camel's back between English and Rusev, and they will then lead to a bit of a feud with them. So my prediction is that the SmackDown Tag Team Champions will retain their championships at Hell in a Cell. On to the Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman match. It is inside Hell in a Cell. It is for the Universal Championship, and it is officially Braun Strowman's cash-in match. Not much to say about this one. It is going to be hard-hitting. You've got 2 of the hardest hitters in the WWE going inside a Hell in a Cell. Expect perhaps a cell wall to be broken, and it will be the last match of the night, I'm pretty sure, based on that. But my prediction is very short and sweet. I think Roman Reigns is going to win, because it's been too short a notice for Braun Strowman to win, and I think they've used the Money in the Bank cash-in really poorly with Braun Strowman, based on how popular he is at the moment, whether he's face or heel. I think he should have cashed in the way that other people cash in, especially if they're going to turn him heel. Heels cash in after big matches and use it as a way, big match, they're worn down, they come in, they cash it in, they win the championship, a bit like an Alexa Bliss, and win. But I don't think that Braun Strowman's going to win this. I think he's going to beat Roman Reigns down, but Roman Reigns is going to come back with a Superman punch and a spear and win the championship, retain the championship via pinfall. So that's my prediction on that one, as much as I hate it. Roman Reigns for the win. Going on to the Raw Women's Championship, it is Ronda Rousey going against Alexa Bliss. Bliss has been studying some submission wrestling, which is good. Different parts of Ronda Rousey's arsenal, and she's definitely playing the part of the heel here. I don't think that Bliss is going to come away with the championship. I think she's going to put up a bit more of a fight than she did at SummerSlam, but ultimately Ronda Rousey will know she's been in a fight, but will retain the championship. And again, that was very quick. Ronda Rousey via submission on this one, and Alexa Bliss will go to the bottom of the pecking order at this point. I hope, as much as I like Alexa Bliss, I think she's been there for too long, and she needs to start building back up, especially with the amount of women's female talent that's in the WWE at the moment, and she needs to move down to build back up again. On to the second Hell in a Cell match that I have written down for the night. It is Jeff Hardy versus Randy Orton, and yeah, again, a bit surprised that this is the second Hell in a Cell match, but basically it's a pure grudge match. Jeff Hardy has been haunted by Randy Orton since he's come back. Just random run-ins, just walk-ins, and then walking off, playing his music. That's how he lost his title to Shinsuke Nakamura. Incidentally, actually, at this point in time, during my predictions, I don't have a match for Shinsuke Nakamura, which is quite interesting. So yeah, it's a pure grudge match. He's been tormenting Jeff Hardy for weeks, and it has the makings of a heel win in this one, because I've predicted that Roman Reigns is going to win the first Hell in a Cell match, which will ultimately be the second Hell in a Cell match. Just like I say, as I have them written down here, as they've been made, I have Randy Orton winning this one. Jeff Hardy is going to be beaten down. He's going to be broken. He's going to be broken by Randy Orton. That might lead to Matt Hardy coming back and doing the whole woken Matt Hardy and Brother Nero kind of thing. He's going to be beaten down until the point where he can't defend himself anymore. Orton's going to get the win after an RKO, perhaps even off a swanton. Maybe he jumps up and hits him off the swanton, but don't think this is going to involve the cage as much as the second match between Reigns and Strowman. But yeah, Randy Orton's going to be your winner on this one. My prediction via pinfall, and yeah, he's going to go away happy. On to the SmackDown Women's Championship. Again, another pure grudge match here. You've got Charlotte, who is the reigning and defending SmackDown Women's champion, having won it on SummerSlam, having been put into the match unceremoniously, or as Lynch would have you believe, unceremoniously, but she did win a match to get into that match in the first place and make it a triple threat. But as Scott Steiner would say, that means she had a 33 1/3 chance of winning, whereas previously she had a 50% chance of winning. So that would give her an 83 1/3 chance of winning at SummerSlam, which she didn't, obviously. So Lynch is now turned heel. She attacked Charlotte at SummerSlam after the match, and yeah, it's just been building up and building up and building up from there. So I think Charlotte's going to retain on this one. I think Becky Lynch is going to be in control for most of the match, as I lose this match between Sable and Tori Wilson. Don't know what's going to happen on this one. I'm not doing very well in this season, I've got to say. I might have to play a few more matches and get used to the controls. But she won't be dropping the championship here. Charlotte's going to retain. I think Becky Lynch is ultimately going to come up short on this one, but that is going to lead her to a bit of a Christian thing, like just one more match, I can do this, that kind of thing. And she will win it eventually, probably just not off Charlotte. She'll probably end up costing Charlotte the championship at some point, and then going and winning the championship from whoever's got it. Ultimately as well, Carmella has been conspicuous by her absence. Don't know whether she's picked up an injury based on the SummerSlam match, because she's also got a championship rematch clause that she hasn't cashed in yet. And we all know she's very good at cashing things in. So your winner for this one, and my prediction, Charlotte via submission to the figure 8 leg lock. So the final match I've got written down is match number 8. Ultimately there will be some more matches being added to the card. It is the Raw Tag Team Championships. It is Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. Another team that I think is probably going to break up at some point, and possibly leading to a bit of deception between Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins as Shield 3.0. Stranger things have happened, but I don't think that Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre are going to drop the Raw Tag Team Championships on this one. It's going to be a good match. It's got two very, very good teams, and it's going to cause some friction when they do lose. So I think that this will cause friction with Shield 3.0. Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre seem to have a really good team dynamic going on, whereas Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, Shield 3.0, every time they come back someone gets injured, that kind of thing. I think they need to drop the Shield gimmick now. Seth Rollins was doing fine on his own before Dean Ambrose came back, and even getting Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose on Roman Reigns' side is not going to make the crowd cheering. As much as you try that, it's not going to happen. I think Dean Ambrose will go heel on this one, and he will go for the championship, although I think Seth Rollins should go for the championship as well. So expect a triple threat match between the Shield brothers. We've had that before. Dean Ambrose came out on top, he could do it again. I think Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre are going to retain these Raw Tag Team Championships at Hell in a Cell. And that is your predictions for Hell in a Cell 2018, taking place on the 16th of September 2018. We will be watching it live, so you can tweet us using the hashtag CSE. We're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up, click the subscribe button, like the video, and click that notification bell for further videos from us in the future. Once again, I have been your host Luke. We'll look forward to seeing you for our next round of predictions next month, possibly doing some for Evolution, and we'll see you next time. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.